Because a lot of times I'll be talking to guys and they'll be like, oh, I wish it was like the 1950s or 1960s when women, they appreciated a man and it was easier to get a good wife and you could just, and I'm always like, look, guys, here's the thing. You don't want to be in a relationship. You don't want a woman to marry you or choose you because
she's just trying to survive.
Yeah, because it's harder now, but rightly so. And it's good because you have to actually outcompete. You actually have to be of value besides just a financial value. You actually have to be that masculine man in order to create that attraction, because she actually has to say, well, hey, if I can make my own money, if I can get my own job, I can do whatever I want to do in society. And then why do I need you as a man? And it is because she wants the masculinity in her life. She wants a man
something she can't get. Now women can get a job. They can get the money. They can live on their own. They can do all the things essentially on their own. But the thing that they want is for a man to take over the more masculine roles that they have to do when they're single so that they can embrace their femininity. And we've talked about this. Like, I do think it's trying to swing, at least femininity-wise, a little bit more into embracing that. We have the self-care and the doing girly things just to make you happy and doing the more feminine things that women used to do in the really traditional times way back in the days. And dressing up nice for yourself and baking and cooking and, doing the things that make you happy that are more feminine. Women are doing that on their own. But they still have to do the masculine side if they're on their own. So they would even more be able to embrace that if they found a man that they trusted to give those responsibilities to. And now they can, go to the park and paint and, bake homemade bread for their family every week if that's what they want to do. But when you have other things that you have to worry about, I got to pay the bills and I got to go to work every day. And then by the time I get home from work, I'm so tired that I just want to do my self-care, my makeup, or not my makeup routine, my skincare routine, and go to bed. It's you don't have the time for those things and you want the time, but you can't balance it as well because now you're trying to be the yin and yang. But you can't. You're one piece.
And you're in your masculine because it's hard because the work. And what's interesting, again, with modern society today, and I'm glad that it is swinging more towards that direction because it was swinging very far to the direction of almost making it if you choose to be a stay-at-home mom, then you're a bad person or don't let the men
lazy,
win.
Or you just don't want to work.
And it became that thing, whereas it's so much of society was pushing women to basically become men, right? Because those are the values that, we talk about. A lot of people talk about patriarchal society, and I just thought it was funny that the solution to it was to make women be men, because that system, men are hierarchical in nature. So a man wants to have a chain of command, this guy's above this guy, and women are more egalitarian, right? Or the feminine is more egalitarian, meaning everybody's equal level playing field. Let's do what's fair. We don't need to have anyone be the winner and someone else be the loser, and so it's funny that the solution to kind of a patriarchal society would be for women to adopt the male values of hierarchy is what ends up happening. And it's not good because women don't want to necessarily compete in that space. A lot of women, and a lot of women don't even realize this until they're actually with a masculine man and they're able to relax and they're feminine. Then they realize, oh, wow, I don't have to, there's this narrative that society gives you that, oh, you got to go and get a job and climb the corporate ladder and do all these things, which are really masculine type of things. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it if you enjoy doing that, but a lot of women are finding that they don't actually enjoy doing that, but they feel like that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And so that's why they're lost in life. And then when they realize, oh no, I could actually get into a relationship where there's a man that's masculine, that takes care of me, that I trust, then I can relax in that feminine and be that. And maybe it's worth talking a little bit about, because I think some people think the whole masculine and feminine is a woo-woo concept. It's not real, but like what is masculine versus what is feminine? And
well, I wanted to add a little bit to that because I think that you can still have the yin and yang with a woman working, but I would say ideally, if a woman wants to work, because I'm all for, if you went to school and you got a degree and you love what you do,
for sure,
do it.
For sure.
But I would say even like part-time would allow her to spend time with her children if she has it, allow her to have more of that like feminine energy to like do what she wants that is like feminine and, her time, her me time. But still get to work and be involved in the career that she really loves. Like you said, some women, they're just like, I have to do this and I don't really want to do it. And I do think women are being more vocal about that. Like we've talked about, like you see plenty of like TikToks of like stay-at-home wives and stay-at-home girlfriends, stay-at-home moms that instead of like how it used to be, like you said, where people would be like, oh, you just don't want to work or you're lazy or what are you doing? Like now people are more embracing that. And even women are like, this is the life that I want. Like they're actually saying that. So I do think it's coming a little.
I think so.
But I'm also trying to say that like if you are a woman that wants to work, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that you could probably find a better balance than, just feeling like you have to work all the time. Like work the amount that fulfills you while also fulfilling your like feminine side and your motherly side and things like that, your wifely side. So I just wanted to throw that in there because I don't think that everyone has to just stay home.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. Even
it's hard to just stay home, like in different ways. Like I'm not saying like work wise it's hard. I would say more like mentally it can be like more challenging just because it's like you're in the same space, you get time to do the things that you want to do, but like your whole life is like relationships and like I value that. I love that. It's hard for me too at times though, because I'm very like sensitive to other people's emotions and things like that. And there's things that I've had to like heal and work on and continue to work on because I'm faced with like so many triggers, right? From like being a parent, like in this parent role, being a wife, like I was not those things like a year ago. So it's like, it's constantly learning. So it's like, it's work in other ways where I feel like if you're working in like a career outside the home, you're like focused on that type of work. Not saying that people don't focus on their internal work, but I'm just saying like when you are at home, it's different types of work that you need to focus on. It's not necessarily like good or bad. It's just different. And a lot of actually like stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home wives or things like that talk about that, which is also good too. But again, sometimes you get the people who are like, you don't have a job. Like, what problems do you have? And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't have work-related problems.
But they're different.
And I'm grateful for that.
But
there are other challenges that you face is all I'm just trying to say.
Of course. Yeah. And I think that's very true. And again, I think part of it too, and I'll get into the masculine versus the feminine, like what are they? But is that we talked about this in some other episodes, is that there are certain things that as a man in my masculine, it's easier for me to handle. Right. And there's certain things that are harder for me to handle that are easier for you to handle. And it's like, it's a synergy. Like we're working together, and if you see yourself as one, then you don't really think, oh, well, men and women, you don't really think, well, why does he do these things and he gets to do this and or however you want to, because people complain on both sides, like why does she get to stay home or why does he have to be, why is he the boss, why is he the authority or the leader, and the answer is, if you're thinking in terms of one, those questions don't make any sense at all because you're
well, and it's actually different. You're like, wow, like I'm so appreciative that he is taking on this stressor for me because it doesn't stress him out. And it gives me this freedom and this peace now. Like it should be looked at that way that I just described because that is truly what it is. And it's hard for me. It's been hard for me when you're like, hey, I can handle this, like, give me this. And I'm like, what? Like, no, this is stressful. Like, I'm not giving you this. Like, I don't want to put stress on you. And you're like, no, I can handle it. And you do handle it. And it does give me more peace in my life. And so that's what it really should be looked at. Like, but I agree with you that some people, it's very like, well, why does she get to stay home? Or like, why does he get to tell me what to do? But the thing is, like, if you're viewing it that way, you have some other sort of problems that are causing you to like fight so hard against this thing.
Right. And you can't be feminine as a woman unless I'm taking a lot of that stuff off of you, so that you're not burdened with all of these decisions and the stress. And those are the things that, honestly, like I said, as a man, they're easy for me. But then it allows you to be feminine, which then unlocks the thing that's actually valuable to me as a man, which is the nurturing, because I need that. You know what I mean? I need the support, the nurturing, the caring that I don't necessarily have, and that I don't have someone else to fill that role for me, which gives me the strength to be able to take on the outside. It's almost like the man is the shield that protects the family and the woman from the out. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if that shield isn't up, the softness inside can't be there has to be a shield.
The softness has to get hard.
Everyone has to be better than